Thanks, Richard. I've been with Kildare County Council since in the Building and Development Control section since 2007, and my presentation today is on commencement, on my personal experience on validating commencement notices, building control inspections, and typical compliance issues that we see that we deal in Kildare. The building and development control staffing structure in Kildare consists at the moment 4.5 full staff equivalent. We have senior executive engineer who we shared with the building control and development control, and 2 executive engineers and 2 administrative staff. We work on a rota basis, so alternate staff work on either on BCMS, on inspections, and we as well manages all the BCMS activities such as notices, applications, DECs, and CCCs. We deal as well with the day-to-day queries and complaints that we receive. We currently have 80 large number active sites that we regularly inspect to ensure its compliance with the building regulations. The slide shows just the volume of submission that we received in 2022, and we have received total of over 550 submissions. And as you can see, the opt-outs are the most popular. We inspected in 2022 over 53% of all new buildings in Kildare. In Kildare, we, as all the building control officers, inspect, assess commencement notices in accordance with Article 10 for validation, just like all the other authorities. Just a standard checklist would include commencement date, statute document, project particulars, correct local authority description of works, online assessment, correct fee schedules of documents prepared and yet to be prepared, preliminary inspection plan if applicable, site location map, construction drawings, and Part L compliance report. From 2022 to date, we have completed 498 desktop technical assessment and issue 45 Section 11 requests. The following desktop technical assessment. In Kildare, we find that the most common additional information requests at validation stage would be commencement statute forms are not correct, so date, signature, description wouldn't be inadequate, and as well inadequate design details or calculation to show the compliance with the building regulations like Part A structure, Part B, Part C site preparation and resistant to moisture, Part F ventilation, and as well Part L and acceptable construction details. In Kildare, when we find inadequate design, we issue an email to designer, owner, and the builder after validation notice or request revised information. Just a few slides dealing with the common issue we find. It's the Part A. Main compliance issue with the drawing and specification would be SR 325, the wall ties, DPCs. Part B would be main issues with the drawings are fire ratings, fire stoppings, fire doors, and we refer them to the supplementary guidance to Part B. Part C, the main issues would be radon bar, no specified, the sump, the underflow fill to SR 21 and to block work to ISAN 7713. Part F ventilation, main compliance issues with the drawing specification and calculations. There is no validation calculation or what type of ventilation strategy is proposed, and Part L. Main compliance issues would be the draft Part L compliance reports not provided or U values of the main elements, and as well acceptable construction details for the main junctions. How do Kildare County Council select a building or works to inspect? We have our own risk procedure document The document has risk factors to consider based on the building type. And using standardized questions in the document, a point rating is assigned and to each answer. The more pointings we achieved, the greater the risk factors, and some our higher risk factors will be school, 3 or more story buildings. We also take into consideration random inspections, known issues with the builders or designer or new builders and designer. We take as well special care of the opt-outs. Kildare County Council site typical inspection site procedure. We start with notifying building owner, assigned certifier, designer, and the builder or of the building control inspection. We carry out the review of all the drawings. We make sure we appropriate PPE and safe pass and delegations in place. We comply with site induction inspection. Then we carry on inspection on the critical milestones in the construction process to check compliance with the regulation A to M. We record site inspection. We issue section 11 if required. We arrange follow-up inspection if required. We upload all the information within the KCC file as well as a BCMS. We would always request a representative, for example, foreman, to walk us through the site so we could point out any compliance issues. The few on site in relation to Part A would be the clean cavities, wall ties, bonding blocks, concrete heads of steel beams not properly supported. In relation to Part B, will be fire stopping penetration, cavity barriers, fire doors, windows and escape and rescue, windows for escape and rescue. Part C, the typical compliance issue we would see as proper suitable materials used for underfloor as per ISEN 13242 or SR 21. The radon sump and outlets, the radon barrier agreement cert, and few miscellaneous in relation to Part K and Part M. Very popular low-level windows with a drop grade greater than 1.4 from directly from the outside. Guarding issues, stairs, corridors with sanitary fitting layouts incorrect in the toilets and WCs, ramps and handrails. Depending on the compliance issues, we would either close it off by email with the photographic evidence that the work has been completed in compliance, or by requesting additional information by Section 11 requested under Building Control Act. Things I think could be improved would be definitely building control authorities to provide more workshops for designer to encourage better compliance with the drawings, calculations, specification and inspections, additional good guidance to homeowners regarding opt-outs. Currently, Kildare is issuing, as a part of improving compliance with the building regulation, we issue standard email to all valid commencement notices, opt-out commencement notices, which include list of typical compliance items, as well as a good practice guidance, useful links, sample list of ancillary certs that's required for the building works, as well improved communication between the building control authority staff and assigned certifiers, designers, building, and the owners. And the Kildare have made huge progress over in the building control over the last couple of years, and in the words of George Bernard Shaw, progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Thank you.